Okay. So we already append, right? Now like that? Okay, yes. Okay, still get us false. So can we loop through the student account and try to print?
Yeah, we could do a for loop.
So, okay, first of all, yeah. Okay, tell me what to put in the for loop.
So you said, what do we need to loop through?
Because, okay, now this kind of print account have how many data inside? It have, if you remember, that's the first name. This is the last name.
Yes.
And this is a kind of print ID. This print ID is actually what I put here is like a dummy one. Okay. So again, what we are trying to search here, we created an ID, and before we insert it here, we have to check that this ID is unique.
Okay. Yes.
Because as you can see from as you can see from the first return here, he mixed this and this, and he put a number to be able to create a unique ID that does not confuse between two different students, right? He want to create unique IDs. So what I mean, we will loop through to be able to get the number of IDs inside. I want you to tell me how to get these IDs from inside.
From the print
From the
account?
print account, yes. So the print account that is stored inside this student account. So now how to loop through the array and get what is inside.
So we have to loop through student account to get the ID from print account.
Okay, wait. So that is our array, right? The first place we store P1.
Yes.
Second place we store P2.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And if we have P3, then it will be here also. So inside P1,
oh, I see. Okay.
Inside P1, we have a list of variables.
Yeah.
Okay. We have first name. We have last name.
We have the ID.
We have ID, like that. And we have credits. Right. So so for everyone, we also for this P2 we have the same. We also have a list, because this is I mean, yes, this is a variable, but this is an object in itself. It have a lot of values inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now tell me, I want to go through every place inside the array and get the object from inside and display the ID inside that object.
Okay. So could we do for I in student account?
For I inside or in?
In.
Okay. Student, like that. Okay. Now what to write?
And then we do.
So now we have I. I is my question to you. I is consider what now?
P1.
Consider the print ID or P1? P1. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
So now we need to get the ID index. So we need to print that.
Okay. Good. Yes.
Yeah.
So this print ID is how to access it. If we have an object P1, how to access the print ID?
We can just do print. No, not I.print.
Okay. You want to get print. Okay.
And then you could do I
dot.
Then you could. Do you need that dot in here?
Okay, let me see.
The brackets.
Okay, brackets, square brackets or double bracket,
This
or
one. This one.
this
And
one.
then and then
Mm.
two.
Two. Okay,
Hmm.
should we try?
Yeah, let's just try. Mm, it's not.
So let me just clarify the thing to you here. When you do use a square bracket, you use it for tuple, you use it for dictionary, also acceptable. You use it
Uh-huh.
for a list, also acceptable.
Yes.
Although I already tried to show to you what is inside the object, but when I draw it as a rectangle here, it doesn't mean that it is an array. It is not. It's still an object, and an
It's,
object have a way
oh,
to be
so
able
if
to get information from inside it. It is not
gotcha.
using a square bracket.
Then
I
we
mean,
do
we
need to
don't.
use dots. Yes, you're
So
right.
so yes, we need to use dots exactly.
I dot what did we save ID under? Did we do it as print ID?
So okay, wait. I would say have a look here. So when you want to get an ID, so this is a print ID, right? You cannot
Yes.
access directly because it's private. So
Yes.
we need to look here which method that allow us to get the print ID. I think it's this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we return back. We need to go in the code and check in our class definition. Did we define get print ID?
We did not.
We did not. So we define
No.
it.
Yes.
So return self dot, and then what is the name here?
Mm, mhm.
Is it correct like that?
Yes, we can try that.
Now, what to do here?
Okay, so now you can do the dot underscore print ID.
Like that? Like that?
Yes.
That is interesting.
Mm,
How you managed to do that?
yeah.
So now my question to you now will return. Um, should we? So if we have what you did now is that my question to you is: should
Uh-huh.
we use double like that?
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you,
What
what is
do
the difference? What did I do now?
uh I remember that if you do one or two, one of them is for public and one is for private, right?
Uh, y- y- yes, but I want you to notice one
So
thing. So if
two is a more secure version. I know that.
yes, it's private. Yes.
Yes.
So when we do one only, it does not make it private. It is still public. That's why you
Oh,
are
I
able to
see.
access it from outside.
I forgot
So
about that.
a, a proper class
Uh-huh.
when it have a private variable, you should never be able to access it from outside. But
Okay.
when we did access it from outside, I realized that we did a mistake
Uh-huh.
because it means that your variable is not private. It's still public. You're still able
Yes.
to access it. Okay. Let me.
This one too.
Yeah. So we still need to correct all that. Let me see if there is anything else. Yeah. So now here, print ID. Now you are not able to access the private variable directly. So when we don't access the private variable directly, what we use? We use methods to access the private variables, right? Okay, how to use the method here?
Just learned about this too.
What kind of method that can get me out the print ID variable?
The print ID variable?
So, okay, wait. This is a print ID variable, right?
Yeah.
It is a private variable or private attribute inside the class, right?
Yes.
So we defined the method just now, right? So this is our only way to get out what is inside here.
Yeah.
So how to call it?
Just use the dot get print ID.
Yes. Like that or with like this?
With the parentheses. Yes.
Okay. Why he doesn't like it?
Oh, the P isn't capitalized.
Okay. Okay, so it means that we are able to print it, right?
Yes.
Never mind. Just print ID. Okay, so now we are able to print that, right? And we already make sure that our student account array is not empty. So if we come here and we try to create an ID, it means that, so have a look here. Do we need to improve anything here?
In this if statement, we have to do if it's an instance of student account.
Okay, so how to do that? If is
is instance.
Okay, how to do that? Instance
parentheses.
Okay,
and then we have to do print ID and student account, right?
I don't know, you have to tell me.
Yes.
Print ID. Like that? Like that?
Yes.
Okay. And then if it is yes, should return true or false?
True. If it is instance of it, let's just do return true.
So, okay, is instance argument 2 must be a type or tuple or types or a union? Must be a type, must be a tuple of types or a union.
Let's see.
So, okay.
Student account is a
normally what you tried before in your classes, you try to let me have this.
Yeah, we had to create a new object.
So normally in your if statements, in your assignment, normally you compare this to a class name. Okay, the class name in our case is called printAccount, right? So that is what I'm trying. Normally, this is what you always do. If you have employee, you will check whatever here with the employee class. If you have a cart, you will check whatever here with the cart class. If you have, so that's what you always do in your if statements there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No, I mean, wait. I'm not telling you that we get false. It means that this is not an instance of that. So what I just want to, so I want you to see one thing here.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it will work or not. Let me see here if this, can we do like that? I don't know if you accept that. It's not defined.
Yeah, that's not defined.
S should be
I think string should go first, right?
No,
And
it
then
shouldn't.
okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know if he accepted. Let's have a look. So did you see what he returned to me?
Yes, because it says return true now.
And so why it doesn't return true? Why it returned true when I put string? What if I put integer?
Because within the print ID, there's a string inside. I see it right there.
Okay. So you now you start to know that print ID is a string. It's not an object.
No.
So when you try to do this if statement, so the purpose of that, actually this should not be not very appropriate here, but I let you do it so that you understand that what is actually inside the print ID. Print ID is just a string. So
Yes.
when you want to say check for me with the if statement, when you want to say check for me if print ID inside here, you need to, this is an array of objects. So
Correct.
you want to say, you cannot say check for me if there is a string in the array of objects. It doesn't make sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It doesn't make, because this is an array of objects. You want to tell him, take this object and check for me if it is inside the array of objects. So I would say this if statement need to be used, but it needs some changes, and it cannot be used in this context first. So I would say, okay, if you want to say check for me, you can say check for me if this character is inside this string. So if we have a character, yes, you're able to check if it is inside the string.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
If you have an object, you can tell him, yes, check for me this object inside the array of
you can't objects. Check if a string is inside of an array.
No, and especially this is an array of objects, not array of strings. If it is an array of strings, also makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, this is an array of objects.
Okay. So first, it means that we need to strip out. So if you have an array of objects, okay, like that, okay, this is P1, and then here P2, right? So I would say I need something to go inside first and get out P1. So I need to get P1 in a variable. And then from P1, I would like to strip out the string that is of my interest here. From P1, I want to get print ID. Okay. Print ID is actually a string. It's simply a string. And then I would say I'm able to get an if statement to compare this print ID that is inside P1 and compare it to the print ID that I got from here. Okay. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
So again, this is an array of objects. I cannot compare anything to it. I have to get out one object at a time. And then from that object, I use the methods inside that object to get out the print ID. And then I compare it to that here. Yes. That print ID is private, so I need to use a public method to get it out. Okay. Okay. So if I need to go for every, now we know that we have an array of objects that got 1,000 objects inside. Yes. If we have an array that got 1,000 objects inside, I need to go through it with a loop. So first, it means that I need to loop through the first position to get the first object. How to do that, Okay. So this I would it's not bad, but it's not necessary here. So tell me now, I need to make a for loop. I want to get a for loop to get the first object, to go through the objects in general. And from there, we can get the first. Tell me now.
So for
Account in
student account. So now you said we need to just get first P1 and
Yes.
then print ID from P1.
Yes. So if we every time this loops, it will get us something out from the array, and it will put it for us inside account. So it will start with P1, and when it show us P1, it will get us P2, and then it will get us P3. So, and it will put that where inside our variable account.
Okay, so we need to have it.
So account now is an object. It's an object of type print account. Print account have which method can allow us to get the print ID?
Is it strip or split?
And no, wait.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. That's the one that we made for print ID. Yes.
This is the one that we get from here, right? You see?
Yes.
So it means that we are able to get it right. So if we use a for loop, where let me see.
Right there, 65.
Yeah. So here I don't want to split. I do split if we collect things at the same. If we have a dictionary and then we group things as a list, I will use split or join. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But again, that is not a list. I mean,
it's just an array.
Now this is. I mean, okay, wait. So I will prove to you if account. So if is instance like that. He got one more R, so he doesn't accept it. Okay. I would say, let me see. I want to remove that here now, and I would say return true, or not. No need to return true. Just print account. So you see what is he printing?
It's just doing the object ID, right?
So okay, I tell you something. Normally, when we do printing, right? We print what? We print whatever we defined under
the
here.
str,
right? But we don't have it defined here.
Yes.
So that guy will only print the address where this object is stored. So in this case, let's try to define something. Return self dot underscore score name, and then we say, should we say like that? I think we don't have name. We have first plus, and then plus self last. I don't want to delete that now. Plus. So self. Let's go. Print ID. Okay. Now if I run. So how? What is the error now? He doesn't like last.
Oh, do two underscores, yes.
Now what is the error now?
Not int, so we have to do it as a string. Str before it.
maybe here, because this is
Yeah.
I think, let me see here. Okay. Okay, so it works now or no?
Well, I mean, this str one does, and it looks better too. So
Yeah, okay. So now it means that when we loop here, we are able to print account directly, right? Because we already defined that underscore str.
correct.
If we don't, then it will just print the address uh, of that
Yeah,
object inside the memory, and that's not interesting to us. So
we don't.
if this prints something, it means that it's true that account is an object of type print account. So it
Yes.
means that we do this step correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we have an account, if we have an object here, how to use the methods inside the object to get the print ID? If I do like that, he will not accept it, because that's, let's try to.
Oh,
But actually, it actually came here because we are still inside the object. He will print something. You see,
yeah. But we need a call for get print ID.
this will work fine because we are inside. This
Oh
is
yeah, there's a
already
print
inside
ID.
the class.
Okay,
I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah,
create
yeah,
ID is inside the class. We don't need
yeah.
to use get
Mm,
print ID. We don't need
you're
to use
right.
it. We are
Yeah.
we are still inside. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, now you already created an if statement just now. Let
Mm-hmm.
me see. Oh, I think I don't have it anymore. But again, we go to the main purpose of what we are doing.
Yes.
Now you want to compare this print ID to yours here. How to do that?
So first we need to do,
If statement, right?
yeah, if
If what? If print ID.
ID equals.
But I want to understand from you why we are doing that. Because he want to insert this guy,
Uh-huh.
want to
Inside of account, right?
yes, he want to create an ID like that and insert it inside the array, but he doesn't want to inside to have a print ID that is repeated for two different students.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this print ID, in our case, print here. This is a print ID that we already created here. So if we look at it here, he doesn't like it. Why he doesn't like it, please? Can you tell me?
The block after the if statement right there.
Pass. So you see here,
Mhm.
the print ID that is created is it ILE? Is it true? So okay, we need to stop again.
Okay.